Hello there, folks. DJBURGSTARRE here, back with another tip of the day. So today I want to talk about a Max for Live device called Drumbrain. And you can find this device in the maxforlive.com website, and you just type in Drumbrain and there it'll be, and it's a free Max for Live device, and you download that. And what I've done is I put it here on a MIDI channel. And what it is it says Drumbrain, and so basically it's a drum machine. But what I like about it is it's not just a drum machine. You can use it for other instruments as well, and I'll show you how I've done that in this project. But let's talk about it as a drum machine here first. So there's a couple of things I really like about it, and one is it has this Generate All button down here, and basically that's a randomize button. So when you hit this, it will randomize a new drum pattern for you, and it's already mapped, which is nice. So if you throw on a drum kit after it, it will map basically the bass drum, the snare drum, and it knows, down the line which drums are which is nice. So you don't have to do, much mapping or anything. It does it for you, which is great. So let's hear this thing in action a little bit. And what we'll do is as it's playing, I'm going to go ahead and generate new patterns. And another thing it does is if you like a pattern, you can hit clip here, and it will put a MIDI clip here in your project. And you can have multiple clips as you go if you like a new one. And so it can just generate as many clips as you like. So let's play it, and we'll make a few clips as we go. Let's just hit play here and see what we've got going. So that's what it came up with first. I've got a couple things turned off here. Some of the cymbals that were too much, so I just have these drums running here. Alright, let's hit generate. It's a different pattern. Let's do another one. Well, I like that for like a fill, so let's make a clip out of that. So here it is. I hit clip and it showed up here. So let's keep going. That's like another nice fill. Let's make a clip out of that. Let's do some more generating. Alright, let's keep that as our normal pattern, and we'll hit clip now. So now we've generated 3 clips up here, which we can refer to later. So it made these 3 clips, which is nice. Now let's move on to another MIDI clip or MIDI track here. And I've thrown this on a track, except this time I'm using an instrument instead of drums. And what you do is down here you'll see it has D1, F1, A1. These are actual notes. And so I have on this track over here, I've put a MIDI chord pattern here in the key of A minor. And I named this project A minor to remind myself what it is. And so these notes are basically the same notes I chose over here for what I've called the melody. These are the notes of an A minor. And so when we play this, let's just solo it. You'll hear what that sounds like. See, it just generated this from those notes here, D1, F1, A1, D3, and I just chose the notes from an A minor. So let's make a clip out of that. There it is, it showed up here. Alright, let's make another generate, so another random. That's not bad. Let's make a clip. Let's generate another one. that again. Let's make another clip out of that. Okay, so now we have 3 clips there. And so let's keep going. So now I have another MIDI track where I've put a different instrument, and I have these same notes going, but we'll just make a different pattern. And so these patterns now will sort of dance around each other because they'll be different as we randomize this next one. So let's play this next instrument with the same Drumbrain, except we'll generate a new pattern, and then we'll play these two together and see how they play, how they sound. So let's go with this one. Let's make a clip out of that. All right, let's do another one. Maybe that's a bit too full. So generate again. Okay, let's make a clip out of that. Let's generate again. Alright, let's make a clip out of that. So the same thing here. I've chosen the same notes in a MIDI in my key of A minor. Now I could make one of these, let's say, a higher pitch. So let's make this A3 all the way up to an A4. If I can hit it, there we go. So now that's an octave higher there. So you can mess with some of these notes if you'd like, you know, and it doesn't have to be part of the exact A minor. You could put an off note on there too for a little bit of tension. But let's generate another clip out of that. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, we made another clip up here. Okay, and so I've done 2 melodies. Now let's see what they sound like together, these 2 melodies that we did. See that? How they're playing, like sort of dancing around each other nicely? Let's hit the drums again. Okay, nice. Now let's turn this off and let's make a bass line too. So I'm doing the same thing. I've got the same A minor notes, except I'm using sort of a bass sound now for this. And so let's hear what that sounds like. Let's make a clip out of that. Alright, showed up there. Let's do some more randomizing here. Oh, that's nice and low. That's good. Let's make another clip. It's supposed to be a bass line after all. Okay, let's do another generate. How about another one? Generate again. Okay, that's nice for a bass line. Let's hit clip there. So now let's listen to all 4 of these together. So see how easy that was sort of to throw together this nice pattern that's playing here. Let's turn on the chords that I made, this basically just a chord pattern in an A minor. We'll turn that on. That's this chord pattern playing. And I also just threw on a vocal line here just for the fun of it, and let's hear the whole thing together now. Alright, so you see how easy that was to put together a nice little track here just using this Drumbrain MIDI Max for Live device, which is free to download. And like I said, you could put it on your drums, and then you can make a couple different patterns, make a bass line out of it, and throw some chords on top of that. And you've got yourself a nice little track going on here. So I really like it, like I said, because, you know, it has this randomized pattern. And anytime I find an instrument like that, it's kind of fun because you don't have to sit there and pick out all the notes yourself. Let's look at what it did here. So if I double click on one of the patterns it made, see, here's the drum pattern in MIDI format, and that's the drums. And then let's look at one of the melodies. See the melody line here? There it is. And if I wanted to, I could then edit this some more. I could come in here, stretch out a couple of these notes potentially, you know, because it already made the nice MIDI clip for me, and now I can edit that some more if I wanted to from there. So now remember how we made these clips. So now what we can do is we can play the clips themselves and turn off the actual machine itself. So if I go back and I turn off Drumbrain on these tracks, what it'll do now is just play the MIDI clips that we made by generating them with the Drumbrain. So now we're going to listen to the clips that we made together and see how those sound. We can play around with this until we find a sort of a mixture of the clips we like the best, you know, for our track here. And then of course you can, when you're done with all of this, then you can hit record and come over to your timeline and, you know, make a track out of this and start editing in your timeline and work on it from there. So anyway, the Drumbrain is a really fun Max for Live device, and I thought it's really fun because it can generate these patterns for you. So anyway, that's my tip of the day. I hope you enjoy the Max for Live device, and thanks again for watching, everybody. Hope to see you on the next one. DJ Burgstarre out.